Mr. Fisher, the student called to him. He called him out of his his daydream about this. You have not given me an answer. What will Christ say? 1 Thessalonians 4. What will he shout? The question had not gone away. See, we don't have any pests at Trinity Church. Nobody asks me questions without relenting. You're really wonderful people. You just know when to lay off. But this student didn't. He just wouldn't leave Fisher alone. What will Christ say? And finally Fisher said, enough! Enough! Jesus will shout, enough, when he returns. The student said, enough? What do you mean enough? Enough suffering, enough starvation, enough hopelessness, enough terror, enough death, enough. Enough. Now look, God has given us a mission. It's an important mission, and we have to stick with it. And our mission is to convert the whole world, to introduce the whole world to Jesus Christ. And in today's gospel, in verse 10 of the 13th chapter, St. Mark insists that the end will not come until the gospel is first preached to all nations. And this is still our mission. Whether you're about to graduate from the 6th grade, or the 8th grade, or the 12th grade, the mission is the same. Whether we're about to graduate from the Methodist Church to go to the end of 2nd Street, the mission is still the same. If it's the end of time, the mission is still the same. If past Christianity is here or blown away by a hurricane, the mission is still the same. And as the end approaches, we have to continue this work of evangelism, inviting people to come to know Jesus, to know about God, to know that life can be really, really good with God. Father Rogers used to teach us some wonderful things in the Diocese of Dallas. He'd been a priest for about 100,000 years, I think, and he'd look at us, and Father Rogers rolled his own cigarettes. And he'd smoke constantly. And the cigarettes would fall apart. And the burning ashes would fall onto his shirt, and he'd start to smoke. Literally. And he'd say, gentlemen, and he's smoking, he'd say, gentlemen, look, you only have two choices. There's a life of pain, or there's a life of love and pain. Which one do you want? Well, I just want an easy life, that country club living. Oh, sorry, that's not on the table. Pain or love and pain. Pick one. And so you choose the life with God because you find out about love and how wonderful love is. And you want to share that love. That's what evangelism is about. You want to share love. Now, as we approach Christmas and we get into Advent, we're going to talk about preparing for Jesus' coming. Preparing for life to change in a fundamental way. And if you're getting ready to have a baby, and you've never had a baby before, life changes in a fundamental way when a baby shows up. You change the way you eat, the way you sleep, everything changes. Everything changes. And so, this is a kind of theme you get to see over and over again in life. Is that life changes. And sometimes you like the change and sometimes you don't. The mission continues. The mission continues. We want to bring the lost to Christ, but that is not the only task. The other fundamental task we have to do is prepare the church for things to change. So we have meetings like yesterday, getting ready for moving back to the end of 2nd Street. Now, at 8 o'clock, I lost my place in the sermon. It was really ugly. Father Jeremy's over there going, oh no, oh no. My wife's sitting over there going, oh no, oh no. And I did. I lost my place. And I couldn't ever quite get back. And what I was trying to do was get to the instructions. What do you do when life gets ready to change? Don't panic. And I did. Don't panic. You got to keep your eyes on the task. Because the task continues. It really does. Our mission is still the same. We're Trinity Church. We're trying to teach the community a new way to live. And look, I love this study of the end of things. Oh, I get my juices really get flowing. You start talking about a problem like Y2K, all the computers are going to stop working. Hey, this is cool. This is really cool. And I want to study about that. And then, or somebody says, oh, peak oil, we aren't going to have enough oil to do all the stuff. Oh, this is great. This is great. I get all juiced up about that. Nuclear war. Yeah, let's talk about that. I don't know what it is. I'm crazy in some ways. And what it is you get distracted, don't you? Madeline doesn't get distracted. You don't ever get distracted, do you? Nobody else gets distracted, do they? No. And see, when things start getting close to a change, everybody under 10, as Christmas approaches, is just, oh, Santa Claus. The mission is still the same, isn't it? How do you stay focused if you let yourself get distracted? That doesn't mean you can't get excited. You can. But you can't get so excited your feet lift off. Sometimes mine do. And you just pull me back down and say, Father Colby, what about the toilet paper that's missing? Or what about the peanut butter that you didn't buy at the store that you said, okay, I'll go get it. And see, the church has to take care of business. We have to do what we're here to do, to bring the lost to Christ. Because I guarantee you, there are an awful lot of people in past Christianity that don't know anything about Jesus, don't know anything about the church. They think this is a big joke. That we have nothing to offer them. And the mission goes on. We have a lot to offer. We want them to learn about Christ and learn that we know something about love they don't know. We know something that will help them live better lives. And so, as the end approaches, whatever the end is, keep your feet on the ground, don't panic, don't get distracted, stay focused on the love you want to share, because it's really important. In the name of the Father, and of the Son,